I'm into like post-apocalyptic like body strips like. So.
Are you ready? What is going on, everybody?
Woo.
Welcome back to another episode. My name is JP Gotham.
And I'm Kay.
And I'm Kiki P. You know me. And unfortunately, Kiki cannot be here with us today because she got a lot going on. Also, our director, Watson, is also out as well. You know, busy schedules.
Yep, they're booked and busy.
But, you know, we tend to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, what I want to do, and I just want to go straight into it. So today, our guest, man, we got a very special guest. Her music is unique to me, you know what I mean? And I definitely start listening to her music today, and it's very interesting. So I do have a lot of questions for her. Everybody give it up for Miss Victoria Vicary. Victoria.
Victoria.
What is going on, man?
Nothing really. It's been a long drive straight from Lake Kendall, so a couple of hours.
Facts.
Having sessions and other events like booked back to time, back to back.
You know, when I was talking to you on IG, you know, and your schedule is really hectic. You know what I mean? Like you are pretty much putting in this work from the studios to videos to perform. Like you actually got a show tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, actually sound checks at 7:30. So
Exactly.
I'm really pushing it. But I think we're a little closer here than the Airbnb.
Okay, nice. So
We're doing it at the Distillery.
Distillery, yeah. Like that's probably like 20 minutes away. You know what I mean? Less than that.
So I think I'm closer than where I was before, which is honestly. So we're gonna make it rock.
We definitely gonna make it rock. So speaking of rock, you know what I mean? I just want to get into it. So I'll bump in your music today, and it's very unique. You know what I mean? Like tell us about like your style of music, your form of music, and how you actually got into that.
So I first got into music by making pop records initially. A lot of like synth influence beats, probably something that you would hear like maybe a girl version of some of these like emo trap rappers over, but more pop, right? So when I first dropped my EP on Apple Music, they categorized it as pop. But if you make your way kind of like through the progression of like going from being like sweet and innocent and tainted kind of by the system, understanding the industry a little better, it gets a little dark.
Right.
So I try like to mimic some influences in my life that were like important to me, and I kind of wanted to work that into collabs. And a lot of my favorite music is like emo, hardcore, metal. I love Drop D. I'm hoping that I'll get to do. So I've done a single track that has drop D guitar placed over heavy bass. It's more like a trap metal.
Right.
Honestly, I really, really love like Sauce Moolah and Zilla Kami, and from City Morgue.
Tell me about like, do you or have you ever listened to an artist called Charlie XEX?
Yeah, so that's like my pop superstar dream wannabe image.
I can kind of see it a little bit, you know what I mean? Like,
so I actually didn't find her by listening to her music outright. What drew me in actually was her professionalism, her character, the way she carries herself, the true, genuine like honesty that she puts out into her tracks. The fact that the biggest thing I think for me that made her my idol, honestly, for anything that I do that's pop, for real. Well, she's made her own type of music.
Her own lane,
Her own lane, like, you know, most people are like going under that umbrella that she started when it comes to like underground pop scene, which I love. I love being underground. I do appreciate that. I like coming from the mud and that kind of thing. Like not to be like cliche, but
no, definitely.
You like the journey, like
yeah,
like
of course.
process,
like, and she's real, bro. Like she's, you know, like
you know, I was looking like into Charlie today. Well, I was actually like looking into like some.
You listen to Crash yet?
I haven't.
Her new stuff is like out of control. Like she just did this whole I'm cosplay, the biggest pop star ever, and she is. So
the last song I heard from Charlie was that one song that went like viral on TikTok, where she had J Park on it and somebody else.
Oh yeah, I love J Park though.
Oh, I love J Park too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, my engineer Mike Tucci, not my mixing and mastering and recording. He's just my mastering.
Right.
He usually gets like the final versions and then busts out. I don't know who he's at the Grammys for, but I know he works with Jay Park and he works.
Really?
Yeah, he actually did Celebrity Skin by Doja Cat, just the mastering
Get
and stuff.
outta
But
here.
he's gross. He makes my music literally like. I think the first time when I knew that I could really do this was like I heard Punk Spice Volume 1 like finally come together. Xander pushed me out of Drop after a pandemic, and I just didn't want to take up a lot of space. Like we were going through a lot of like craziness, and it just didn't seem right to like bounce out with such like a cloudiness in the beginning, and then but if you listen all the way through, like it's like it gets to the point where you're like, oh, I see why she like let this go finally.
Yo, facts. You know, and
it's hard for me to drop.
She's definitely unique. Now, speaking of music, like I said, I'll bump your music today, and there's one in particular which is my favorite, right? And it's called Where We Go. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking like,
Shut
yo,
up, you like that?
I'm looking like, yo, this right here is like it's a bop. So tell me about Where We Go. Like what headspace were you in?
Well, I
when
was
you made that.
just yeah.
Tell
All
me.
right, let's go. All right, I'm just gonna be honest. Let me kill this really quick because I'm gonna take you down a road.
Oh, hey,
Ooh.
put your seatbelts on. Seatbelts on.
So, at the time, I was dating an unnamed ex-artist.
Okay.
No animosity, just unreconcilable differences. Like
It is what
honestly,
it
I feel
is.
like
It happens.
I feel like we divorced. Seriously.
Okay.
A lot of the reason why my music started getting hateful was because of everything that happened. It was kind of a situation where I went from being with one person who took care of me, and then another person who was very close to that person started taking care of me, and then that person kind of like fell off into a dark path, and then I was already like at a loss for people in my family. I actually just lost one of the greatest influences of my life, my sister's late boyfriend.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
His nickname or Instagram is Johnny Maserati. Timeless person.
Right.
Had a record label, Lost Key Labels, had a Lost Key clothing line, multiple revenues of income, and he truly believed that I could go to med school and become a pop star or rock star or whatever, trap star at the same time. And when I say trap, I mean trap rap.
Right.
And so it was like right after he died, I broke up with my ex and we transferred over, and I'm making this song with my ex in a studio called Overtone Studio in Gainesville, actually, with just some friends, like some smaller stuff.
Right.
My main studio is House of Dreams in Miami and Kendall, which is why I came from here to Kendall, because I'm going to be back there tomorrow.
Wow.
And so I just went for it, and I said everything that I couldn't say to him while he was engineering and vocally recording the whole entire thing.
Hold up.
Like he was in your spot and I was in the booth and I was like, why you gotta fade away? I just wanna play today.
Now, did he know that was?
Hell yeah, he knew. I've written lots of songs about things that there's just. It's funny you brought up Charlie XCX. She said something in her interview that was so really inspired me to just do an interview and like get my words out there.
Right.
Because a lot of time you don't want to do publicity stuff because of fear.
Right.
But for me, music, like just being in the booth, like I remember the first time I recorded, I was terrified. But
it is.
my engineer, Mixed by Illusion and Mixed by Dave, like they let dogs be in the studio. I bring my dogs with me. They have a studio dog, Zeus of House of Dreams. Like, so I joked
unique.
when I first made my
nice,
first
right?
song, like, that those songs are for him. I need emotional support animals. That's probably a facet of like my mental health
Facts.
that keeps me contained and grounded and being regular, or else I would just be running back and forth from set to set and this and that. So really I just knew that we were separating, and I knew that Where'd You Go was like, it's not just talking about me, it's talking about him and everyone, anyone leaving. And it was Jake gone, like, I'm all alone. Like,
Right.
Are you ever coming back? Like, am I ever gonna find something that's as good as this?
You know, I would say that is definitely relatable. Now, speaking of relatable, do you think the best songs?
Did you hear that on YouTube?
I did, on YouTube.
Yeah, check out my YouTube at Victoria Vicary. But
me,
you
I
know,
seen
I
all of
made
them
that
already.
video
I seen all of
in the
them.
pandemic when I made that song. Like I
like
wasn't
6
even.
months ago, right?
Yeah, I just like, where'd you go? No, not even longer. But I wait. I'm sitting on over 45 like songs that are like ready, done, mixed, all the way ready to be mastered. I just wait. When I know I'm done with something, I send it to mastering and it goes right to Mike Tucci.
Right.
Mixed by Illusion, he just sets it up, mixes it, usually about like a V3 to V7, which sometimes that can be annoying, but like at the same time, the quality of bounce is there. Like for me, the most important part is the beat, even though I'm a vocalist and a singer-songwriter.
You're right.
So I've been learning to play guitar, piano. I can produce. I can play guitar, piano.
I seen you
and
play
produce.
guitar.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this girl's dope. You know, she does
All
it
by ear. Actually, the person who has been training me so far does Zoom lessons with me. The only person who's been teaching me, he's like giving me tips on writing, vocal tips, helps make sure. He's the one who told me like warm brown, nothing else, water.
Yeah, facts.
No, and not even tea because he's like, don't put the sugar in it. But I'm like, Daddy, I need my sugar.
Yo,
yes.
So do you like have like your own home studio and then you like record there and then just send it off to get mixed?
So yes, I literally have a MIDI. I know how to record myself vocally in Ableton. I wish that I had a Noonan because if I just had a Noonan, if I just had the same setup, and it's talks, it's in the works, but you know, when you start doing this stuff, you don't think that you need to build a business.
Oh, yeah.
Make a website.
Yeah.
So I'm in step 1 of building a business. I'm doing my first couple contracts. One of them with Little Kapow for our song Daddy Issues that I just kind of quoted about the sugar stuff because like, yes, I love sugar.
That's the guy that
He's internet viral for Blackout.
Arson was telling us about Lil
Yeah,
Kapow,
yeah,
wasn't
he's one of the closers for the show, and then the dude who's like literally put on for me since the beginning helped me make my first music video, Dead or Alive, Ichabod Veins.
I was gonna talk about that
A
next.
huge role model in my life. So I'll just let you carry it away because I don't. I could say so much good things about him. He's probably someone who understands my duality so much because he's such a role model to his kids, even though he's true to his underground, like goalie rap, roots, graffiti, guitar, production, vocals, ideas, images, tats, like media, marketing. Like he's the type of person, like when I'm hustling and I'm learning a new skill and I'm like, I'm going to draw this, I'm going to do this. You know, like that's big bro. And he was there for everything for me and my family. He was there when I made Where'd You Go? And he looked at me and was like, when are we going to do a feature? Actually was really close friends with my sister at Cassandra Michelle. She runs Cheeto, like underneath like a conglomerate, right? But she's like a really big part of the marketing for this brand Cheeto. It's like tequila seltzer. New York. It's very East Coast. New York and is way better than Cacti. I'm glad that. Anyways, sorry.
Come on now, come on.
We're gonna move on.
So,
but she loves tequila. So anyways, I write a lot of my songs about her. Where'd You Go is about her. Dead or Alive is like almost like coming back from that, like from hurt and pain, especially after being with someone that was your true love.
Yes.
And so like Ichabod, Cass, just a lot of people, there's a lot of emotion behind my work. And like the other song that I wrote with Ichabod is actually called September 16th. And I named that after my sister's birthday.
Wow.
Now that's like a slower melody. It's at the end of Punk Spice Volume 1. And it just hits you like where you might cry after being on the emotional roller coaster ride. You're like, everything's perfect. Everything's insane. It's my fault I'm toxic. I hate everyone. Wait, I miss my like, I might only have the memory of you. I might be in London at 6 a.m. or in Mexico in Cancun, or I might just spend a couple stacks and end up in Peru. I don't know. Like, this is just reality, right? And so it's like, I don't know, like, I just know next year I want to be, like, transatlantic, go to Taiwan and visit my best friend Tim, and, like...
Taiwan? There you go.
Fly from there to Tokyo, like, do things that I planned to do pre-pandemic, and I feel like I just kind of snapped right back, and I hope that I can inspire, like, especially women, especially people who, like, need a role model to see that, like, everybody can get along. I guess I'm like that, because if you taste my versatility, it's like, I'm coming from... Busy Shopping, my sister's favorite song, being bratty as
I'll listen to that. I'll listen to that.
Lincoln Road and Ichabod on Dead or Alive being like Balenciaga on my bitch. I'm
facts.
I hope he puts Balenciaga on his wife. I feel like he does.
So going back to Dead or Alive, right? I feel like the visuals was unique. Like, who was behind the visuals?
Creative Minds firm. Actually, I had a friend, like a family friend, LJ Stoll. He manages a good few people. He's a really great guy, if you've never heard of him. I'm pretty sure he manages Kid G, or he has a lot in Kid G, the country singers. Like, I think he was a rapper at one point in time when he first started out, but yeah, that's a lane I want to go down. But anyways, he was like, I don't want you messing with people. At the time, I was looking to like do some like very expensive pay-to-plays, some certain things, and I was just constantly going to him for advice. And like one night in the middle of like a some manic feeling of knowing everything was done with Punk Spice Volume 1 and knowing Ichabod had my back. He was down to do the video. Obviously, you know, I pay in advance. Like, we do what we need to do, and we take care of our people. And so he was down. I was like, LJ, I need red cams. Like, that's really all I care about, and I want to shoot this crazy music video in a junkyard. And he was like, I only know one person who can do that. I came in like half with my stuff. Mosin is amazing at Mosin Pictures, Creative Minds Firm. I'm pretty sure he works a lot with Slight Work, Eccentric, MIA. Those were all people who were on my set. P, like the producer or shooter, he was there for BTS. We had a couple makeup artists that I got from my friend from like literally elementary school. She runs actually a cruelty-free beauty page. Her name is Grace.
What up, Grace?
She's amazing. She actually is the person who has like made it so that I do like natural makeup. I try to use like vegan, like non-animal testing makeup. Well, I have 3 dogs and they're my life. That's the cover of my album. And the funny thing is it was originally like a underground like Little Peep style, like digi art. Like I love Goth Boy Click. All of my future next tape called Punk Spice Volume 2. Or actually, Punk Spice Volume 2, excuse me. That's going to be pop. Punk Spice Volume Y, because everything that I did was with Yawns. He just is like I feel like in a big part of like the West Coast scene. I want to like bridge West and East. We're going to meet this summer before I go out and see if I'm going to like fully finish off this feature that I want to do with Father and then go from there. So those are people I'm doing papers with. Those are people I'm trying to like, I'm not luring up against, actually for, so that we all get our best interests. Like I can do distribution and marketing. These are all new things for me, but you know, I need to write that shit off.
You have to. You definitely
You need to do your taxes, you know? And that's something that's kind of slowed me down. I think from like my blow up, it's definitely slowed me down from doing a couple things. And like, I know that next steps for me are legalities, verifications, interviews, and I'm glad you blessed me on this.
And that's why, you know, I always say, you know, just like to everybody that's you know, artists or upcoming artists, man, it's great to have a team behind you. You get what I'm saying? Because doing it by yourself, oh my God, it's hectic.
I'm pretty much alone. And the funny thing is that Ichabod and Little Kapow have showed me a lot of how to do this on my own with like a 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Like, don't get me wrong, I have bits. Like, I have an accountant. I have a manager. She's like not technically, but like Xander is like literally there, like picking out my outfit to my to my shopping, to like, you know, busy shopping. My sister like telling me back and forth, like swapping sauce. I mean, Mixed by Illusion has literally like taken his full time to like, we're in the studio and he's vocal coaching me at the same time. Not, you know, like, not to speak on, but like Dave's like literally in there, like Mixed by Dave is literally in there telling me like, he'll be like, listen to like some, he can do anything, right? But like, you look at like this magnificent like creative Haitian man and he's just like making like some grunge emo rock pop song that literally like Apple Music's like pop, Spotify's like emo rap. I'm like, I don't care where you label me, that doesn't matter.
Right. So tell me, right? So, because I seen this, I recently seen like a Coyle Ray interview on the Breakfast Club, right? And when she was speaking, you know what I mean, she was talking about, like, I'm not sure if you guys know, but she was dating somebody named Pressa, you know, guy from Canada. And she said that, you know, they broke up mainly because, you know, just a lot going on. And
Irreconcilable difference.
Now, how do you feel about that? You know what I mean? Like,
or unless y'all are like minute made, like it's perfect. Like on site, you can be friends for like a couple of years and then walk into that with boundaries. Like,
can you be friends with your ex? Like, that's hard.
Okay, I have mad respect for my exes. Moms, some of them not. It just depends. Like, what do you go through? Like, I don't think I would ever. So in my Busy Shopping, my first music video, it's actually my real boyfriend.
Really?
His name is Justin Cangelosi. He's actually in the Navy now, I believe. Wow. Police officer, went into the Navy. Us together wasn't working. He always wanted to go in the Navy. He always wanted to like serve the government. Really? I had a similar vein. Like, I'm not, you know, like working, inspiring, doing, but he could have been like the next Little Peep in my opinions, but like more like old head, like South Florida, like vibes.
Right.
He was my engineer's favorite at one point in time.
So
honestly,
he's also a rapper as well.
My current fiance now, Joseph Montez, like would be like, I could fuck with him potentially, even though he doesn't fuck with you at all, but like given like whatever, but I fucked up. That was me. but I was in a place of darkness. I had lost people in my life, murder, silence, mental health, taking on I was literally a pre-med, chem minor, innovation minor,
Ooh, a lot on your plate.
psychology major.
Wow.
On that, had to drop a semester after like being clinically depressed, but like came back full force. I haven't been in that situation for almost 3.5 years.
That's good.
So, but the thing is like as much as you love someone, you can't keep riding a wave that's sinking.
So tell me, right? So just based off where you come. Like I know as an artist, sometimes we set goals and like accomplishments. Like what goals or accomplishments do you want to try to set this year for yourself?
Well, I want to get on a tour circuit. I would love to go on tour with Jans. If we could get to the point where maybe even I could play guitar, like small parts for some of our songs, that would blow my mind. We have an E relationship currently. IRL, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna go try to pull up on my friend Turk. He was there from the beginning.
Turk.
He actually his production name, engineering name, but like also he's a creative mind in itself. Is Sparkeem, but he worked very closely with Gunu, the late Gunu who just passed. So rest in peace to Turk's honest, like to God, probably closest affiliates and creative co-collaborators. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, they're in DC, and that's like one of the last tour dates, and it's close enough. I had this dude, his name is Patchface. He produced my Punk Spice either volume 2 or 3. I haven't decided. I love it so much. It's loved so much. Like, it's amazing. It's literally like Avril Lavigne X, Pierce the Veil X.
I see you as like an Avril, like
Avril Lavigne. I can see that.
Type.
Can I be a skater girl?
Hey.
I used to skate, ironically enough, with a very close friend of mine. And like we dropped the ball only because of her, but like that, I guess that's where like maybe my gothness, emo influence comes from, and my music. Hawthorne Heights, Pierce the Veil, A Bullet for My Valentine, Scare Kids, Scaring Kids. Those kind of things have put me on to people who are newer in my eyes, like Little Lotus, If I Die First, Nadarb Nagram, people that I've like reached out and worked with Fishnark. He made Rewind. Nadarb Nagram, who has worked with like Baby Africa and other people in LA. Worked with Little Peep also. I think
Little Peep?
Yeah, I think he made California Girls. I'm actually 100% sure.
Girl.
No, like, lights out, baby, it's on. I'm about to put a stain on your Louis Vuitton.
Wrong song, I guess.
Song all the way.
My inspiration is crazy, right? But I love, a lot of people would say if they listen to like Freaks or like Busy Shopping, they'd be like, do you want to be Britney Spears? And I'm like, maybe.
Maybe,
I'm
right?
toxic. I've never stopped saying I'm toxic. Actually, a new goal for me is to try to be less toxic in my music.
When's your birthday?
April 26, 1995.
26,
You want to do Astro? Baby, I'll read your chart.
She's all about zodiacs.
No, she's amazing about it, and she wants to touch into my deeper spirituality side that pulls me away from Catholicism into pseudoscience.
I don't
was just
understand
really
it.
curious. I was like, you're a Taurus? I'm a Taurus too. What's your moon in?
My moon is in Aries. You're a fucking Taurus. I haven't met a Taurus bitch in a minute. The last Taurus bitch that was my BFFL was Kayla, one of my coworkers, Dollface. She just had a baby a couple years ago. Looks as fit as a bitch. She is one of the baddest women I've ever met in my life.
Right.
What's your rising?
My rising is actually in Scorpio, so that's where my toxicness comes from.
Nice.
I don't understand
I am
it.
scary, powerful, crazy.
I don't understand
ironically enough, me and my sister are like star-crossed.
Right.
And her ascending, like either our chart is like, so we were born like 2.5 years apart type.
Right.
Her birthday, September 16th, whatever. She's a couple of years younger than me.
She's a Virgo.
100 years older than me. Virgo. We're supposed to be the #1 tag team, but like mentally, like when Juice WRLD literally says like
Love Juice WRLD.
age, Juice WRLD is literally like I flew across the country to Las Vegas to go to a day in Vegas to see Juice at his last, from what my understanding is,
Right.
U.S. show, and he was there with this dude, Gabe, or known as DJ Scheme.
DJ Scheme, yeah.
So actually, ironically enough, one of the first times that I knew I could do this in the industry was that this dude Winchos, who shot stuff for like Baby Mother, was shooting a music video for the dude I made my first song with. Shout out to Ruckus Royal, put me on with my first song, Moonlight. It was actually produced by Nard and B. Like, we just know we're like niche. Like, we want to be niche. Like, we still be niche now. And that stuff is still the same. We were in like a whole clique. It was called Royal Fam after Ruckus. Like, dude, he started everything, really. And he took me to House of Dreams because of this dude, Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah.
So Arsenal and Ruckus knew each other somehow. And Arsenal was like, you need to go to House of Dreams. Like, Denzel Curry recorded there. Rick Ross is recorded there. The most recent big name that Illusions actually worked with, he worked with privately, was actually Ghetto Lenny, like St. John. That's my sister's favorite hip hop artist. And so when he did that, that was like, there's blessings along the way that tell you, like, you're in the right path. Like, I'm IRL with Little Kapow. I'm IRL with Ichabod. Those were all things we did virtually. Payment up front, a couple of stacks, like making sure things got done, accepting their studio quality, working on it, letting Illusion like volume it up. Me and Illusion actually collaborated on making the beat for Dead or Alive, and it was a custom beat that we made for Ichabod. Like, we were not sleeping on anything.
From scratch.
Like, I could have 1,000 followers right now. It's about to be 1,500, and my video for Dead or Alive could just have 1K, but I'm real. I'm not doing anything that's fake. I'm always doing something real, and honestly, one day people might look at me and be like, she was an industry plant. Nah, I was a blessing.
Facts.
Like, not me, like, not even being, but I just want to do this shit for myself.
So let me ask you, this last question. So being an artist, right? And as an artist, everybody wants to be in it long term, right? So what are your thoughts on ghostwriting?
Ghostwriting?
Like, are you open to it or no?
I don't think it's appropriate unless you're like meeting up like Blink 182 and you're like, I'm writing this part, I'm writing an idea for your part and my part. I'm writing this part, I'm writing an idea for your part, my part. The whole song. Let's hit keywords. Let's hit ad libs. Let's hit like stress bars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, let's. I'm a big person for punching in.
Yeah.
Some people are so anti it, but like, when you're in a like 18-hour session back to back by yourself because you're doing this by yourself, I have to.
Bro,
I can't chug a whole bottle of Henny to make my
punch ins. The hell?
Have to.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I mean?
That's on Daddy Issues. We came together, me and Little Kapow. We're trying to do a split. We're trying to do whatever. And we're just pushing myself all the way hardcore. So I'm like, scream in your face, baby voice at the same time. Like, how? I don't know. My voice cracks. It's real. Very minimal, like, adding of autotune. Of course I use autotune. I'm going to just be honest.
Everybody use autotune.
Well, the thing is, it's like my beats are so, like, nymph, fairy, magical. Like, even if they're, like, hardcore rock, it's like, is she Persephone? She come from hell and back. That's what Dead or Alive is supposed to really get at. And the thing is the way the video is set up is like, they were supposed to bury me, but we cut in instead because of Mosin and Slight. I specifically Slight. Like, dude, Slight was like trying to dig a hole for my dead body in a junkyard where it was during open hours and I'm roller skating. Like, we had a junkyard dog, talk about family, animals, little vibes. I'm running around in roller skates. Like, tell me how I'm running around in roller skates over rocks, gravel.
I saw it. I'm looking like.
My feet were bloody for months.
Really?
Wow.
From
Ripped
doing
off,
that?
like, a necklace that probably cost, like, at least $300 to $400 from my ex. That ripped my heart out.
Oh, God.
Type all the way in. Like, my best friend, Carly Lopez, was out there on her bike. Like, I rented a truck, and now I want a truck forever. I really want a Denali.
Yes, they're low-key so nice.
Well, because me and her, two bad bitches, rolled that up, set it up, drove that from her ranch out in Fort White, where she's got a whole track. Shout out to the Lopez family entirely. Like, Trudy, you are my mom.
Lopez.
Like, I want to shoot on the track, but, like, crazy. And then, we had some people that Mosin knew that became really, like, close to me also because we just all had respect for each other. There was a lot of mutual, like, goat energy.
Right.
And it was just a vibe. And Ichabod just watched us all laid out, and he just looked at me and he was like, I want to see you on Columbia, and if you settle for anything else, I'll kill you.
And with that being said, guys, that is our show right there. Once again, we have Victoria Vicary here, man, which came through. Tonight, she gonna shut it down at the Distillery. You know, shout out to her and the whole team, man. Camp Kemo, what's up with you guys? So with that being said, Victoria, one more time. Let everybody know one more time where they can actually find you.
So you can find me on, most importantly, watch my YouTube video with Ichabod Baines, opening for that man tonight. We'll be performing Dead or Alive. Live? I'll be alive. Wow, no, great. Yeah, that came from Kill Bill. So yes, we won't be killing anyone. We'll be happy, peppy, go lucky. I'm gonna bring some pop energy. I'm gonna play Freaks. It's Xander's favorite song. I actually produced that beat entirely by myself. And then my ex helped me with another layer, and then my producer helped me with another layer. Thanks, Mixed Illusion. He also helped me with my other favorite song, Dead or Alive. So, you know, we're just out here doing stuff with the people who like meant the most to me, and I'm excited for my set. I'm excited to do this. This is my first show since the pandemic, and I just want independent artists who may have been popping or haven't been popping yet to know that it's time to look in the mirror.
There you go.
Amen.
There you
Don't
go.
do it if you're not ready, but if you're ready, run it.
You know, and you know, it's definitely nerve-wracking thing when you go on stage after,
You made
know.
it so I'm not going to be nervous.
You know what I mean?
You made it so I'm not going to be nervous.
Oh, but there you go. And with that being said, guys, you guys tune in next week for another episode. Did I stutter? My name's EP Got 'em.
And I'm Kay.
And I'm Victoria Vicary. Thanks for having me out today.
Hey, tune in, guys, and I'll go ahead and link everything down below for Miss Victoria Vicary.
Check it out on YouTube, Victoria Vicary, Dead or Alive.
We out.
Okay.